Chance Bensmiller and Ross Knight coming to the finish line.
That's the end of Heat 8 on the final day of the Stampede chuckwagon races. What you won't see on the CBC Sports broadcast is the crash that ended up with 3 dead horses.
There was an issue in heat number 8 down the back stretch, and we're not going to show it to you.
CBC says the call to cut the crash footage from the broadcast came at the request of Stampede organizers. CBC Sports says its executive producer agreed out of sensitivity to edit out footage of the tragic accident so that viewers wouldn't be seeing what happened on the track. CBC Sports says it stands by that decision. The sanitization of images of chuckwagon incidents comes amid growing calls for the races to be cancelled. There were major changes to chuckwagon races back in 1986 after 11 horses were killed in this shocking crash.
We've got trouble. Just things get tight in the turn.
And to this day, the Stampede continues to add safety improvements and oversight. But the chucks still account for the most animal deaths at the Stampede.
We fundamentally oppose these high-risk rodeo events because despite the safety measures that Stampede has put in place, it still continues to happen.
The chair of the Independent Chuckwagon Safety Commission says he trusts the Stampede to make things as safe as possible for the horses.
There are 20,000 people in the grandstand every evening who are enjoying the show. Moving forward, I think the Stampede will continue to act in the best interests of the sport and the horses.
The Stampede says it will launch a thorough review of its practices around chuckwagon racing, a mainstay of the event since 1923.
I think we're looking at, what can we learn, but very, very focused on the care of animals throughout that process.
But for now, at least, there are no plans to suspend the popular races. Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Calgary.